I recommend it.
Have you been following the Burning Man thing at all?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so jealous.
Is this the one year you've not been in forever?
Yeah, like a long time. I think the second year I went was the last time it rained really bad, that was my favorite year of all of them. I love it. I loved the news coverage that was like, they have Ebola now. Now they're cannibals now. Like they ran out of water. Like, yeah, well, the festival wasn't supposed to be over until like Monday. So I'm pretty sure if they ran out of water on Friday now, then fuck them. That was their own fault.
Yeah,
dude,
they're selfish with their water.
It was great. Did you go ahead?
Made the best Burning Man videos on the internet. He did. So I don't know how to describe him other than he's the kind of guy that belongs at Burning Man, and he flies paramotors. So he like goes up and shows it from an aerial view of all what's going on. And he also just edits, and he's real popular on Instagram and stuff.
You ever take
Professional. I'm sorry.
I get a naked chick strapped to me, take her up there. She can't get away then. Not just the implication, fucking gravity. You're in trouble.
Yeah. So anyway, he made really great videos. He's got like hundreds of thousands. He's a paramotor guy, right? So here I have his channel open. He normally pulls his popular videos are like 45,000 views, but these are getting 600,000 views because it's popular. Yeah.
That's great. I love the Jeeps that are like totally submerged in the mud. The people that tried to get out thinking they're 4-wheel drive Land
Harley was
Rover
there.
or whatever.
I like the ones that did get out. Like, have you seen the trucks and stuff that are pulling trailers through the mud and just looking badass?
Did they get out, or do they end up like sinking further out?
Some of them do.
They kept going for as long as the video went. It seemed.
Oh, look at that crazy silty mud.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. It's really fun.
They said
you went, Dick?
were those little sea creatures that you get in the bag? The sea
fairy
monkeys,
shrimp.
They said the sea monkeys were all waking up because that they're all out there. So that ground is like sewage and muck and water and sea monkeys.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Didn't know the sea monkeys.
They're like krill eggs or something, right? Like
brine
some
shrimp,
sort of
right?
There's fairy
brine
shrimp out there. There's fairy shrimp eggs that are out there. It might have to get a little bit more rain for them to start hatching, but it is all your stuff's ruined when it starts raining there. If you don't immediately abandon it.
Can we play the video of Harley? He at Burning Man. I linked it over there. He looks like Wario, and he's clearly real drugged up. It's just a good time.
Harley?
Yeah, Harley Mortenstein, our friend,
drugs,
the large Jew.
I didn't know he did.
Doesn't sound like him.
No, like he's a professional fighter.
He looks like Wario. Don't play it in fast forward. We can't understand.
I thought that was the drugs.
It is. It is.
He's having fun. Good for Harley, having a good time. I saw him
He
like
didn't make it out,
around.
unfortunately.
He'll be fine. He's too tall to sink. He'll be the one head still remaining, and when they go to recover Burning Man, everyone else is sunk.
They're all under me.
So what was the first time you went to Burning Man, and how many times have you been?
Oh God, the first one was maybe 10 years ago, maybe 2012. I don't know. I think I've been like 8 times. Usually I bring a big art piece out there, but COVID really messed it up. It made everybody real skittish about anybody else. They canceled it for 2 years, which was weird. Then because you're not supposed to give a fuck at Burning Man. It's safety third. Look at us, we're doing drugs and working with power tools. Fuck safety. But then they're like, well, COVID, we don't want anybody to get sick. Snorting something off of a guy's dick from a bag who you've never met before, that's fine. But getting a cold, no, not for young people who are all in shape. That would be the end of us.
Yeah.
So they canceled it twice, and then the guy who started it died. So they did a bunch of goofy shit like no coffee camp in the middle. I don't know. It just felt weird. last year. They also spread it all out. There used to be a coffee shop in the middle, but I think they either stopped selling it forever or just for that year.
So help me out, because I've only seen like pictures of this thing and shit. It seems to me that you go there to do drugs and like rave and party in the desert, and there's groups there, and there's lots of like chicks that want to do drugs and fuck probably too. That's my outside looking in kind of.
Yeah, the art's really amazing on its own, even if you don't like art. So last time I went, there was an I-beam sculpture that somebody made. All the art's interactive. Like that's the whole thing. Interactive and huge. There was an I-beam that somebody embedded in the ground that went up at maybe a 20-degree angle and met with another I-beam. I don't know, 25, 30 feet off the ground. And people were just walking up this thing like ants. And as you got closer and closer to the peak, like the vibrations would just get insane. And you're falling on essentially concrete if you were to fall off. Like there's no net, there's nobody there. So there's just like
fun.
Yeah, it was really it was like suddenly terrifying to be on top of it. There's a lot of little things like that.
Do you go across?
Yeah. I was terrified.
Shimmy?
At the
top,
top,
button like shimmy.
To go over the hump, I sat down and like dog wiping its ass on the ground.
That's
to
what
go
I
over it because I'm like, I don't understand how to do this now. If I was in VR, maybe I could do it, but I know that I'm not in VR and I can't do it. I'm just gonna sit down. I'm not dying here in my underwear at Burning Man.
That's so true. What you just said, I know what you mean. What you mean is like, if there were no consequences of this, I'd just fucking run up and down this thing.
Yeah.
I remember like if you've ever seen a house before when they've got all the joists in or whatever, like the floorboards, but they haven't put the big boards on top of them. You can just kind of run along those 1.5 inch, 2 inch wide boards. I could do that all day. But man, if you made falling my life, I'm not stepping foot on that.
No, I don't want to look at it.
30 feet.
I don't
is
even
so
want to
far
look
to
at
fall.
it. Yes, when
that's
deer hunting, I would be 25 feet up in the tree, 30 sometimes. I was always afraid. I was like 11, 12. It was like dark. My dad's like, hurry up, get up there. I got to go climb my tree. And I'm just like, I'm shaking. Like my every time I would like lift,
scaring the deer with your cries.
You could feel like trembles in my like wrist and my ankles and stuff. Cause you would make that climber stand bite in such a way that you can put your weight on it, but it would slip in the pines. So it would be like slip, stick. And you're like, it feels like you're falling for a split second. And it has
you are for a second. Yeah.
And it happens over and over. And you're 30 feet up in the darkness. You can't see the bottom anymore, except for he's got a little pin light shining it up at you to let
Once
you know
it sticks, it's solid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
More or less. You could still fall out of there.
You said it happens again and again. I was like, the whole time you just lose 3 inches? I guess not.
No, once you're in there pretty good. But yeah,
I'm going to post one of the art things we brought one year. I think that's as safe for. Let me see if the picture's there. If you scroll down a little bit, you can.
Should I watch the video?
No, the video sucks. But the pictures are cool.
Pro?
Yeah, they did an Indiegogo. I don't know. I don't know how well that did. But there's some cool pictures of the box. It's
okay. I see.
It's a 24-foot long saltine cracker box that we served soup out of all night. So like 2 a.m. from 6 a.m. We'd have little ramen packets of soup and then just pour hot water.
Now, let me ask, what's the demographic like here at the outside the big cracker box that you were inside of?
People who are about to freeze to death. And they're looking at us like we're Jesus Christ, serving them like a cup of medicine. Do you like in general? You mean like men versus women demographic, or
no? Are there? Is it mostly white people, or?
Oh yeah. There's so many white people at Burning Man. They celebrate every single black person they see there. They have a parade for them. It's so fucking annoying because it's like the most. There's a contingent of burners who are we have to, before we say anything, we have to apologize for being on the native, like, Uyapayo land. It's so fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, that's pretty gay.
Dude, I watched a clip. I don't know what the movie is, but it's like Indian chief sits down with like the cavalry guy, and the Indian chief's like, these black hills were our native land. And he just, the cavalry guy cuts him off, Yeah, since you took them from the Arapaho, who you murdered with our rifles. But let's not talk about how you sprang from the desert plain like Oahu says. No, because you came from the Minnesota Badlands where you raped, pillaged, and murdered. And he starts naming all the tribes they murdered out. And now here you are, Chief. Owed land by me, owed land by God. You're going to have to fight for your land today. And I'm like, holy shit. I like this guy. I think he's the bad guy, though. I keep doing
that is how conquering tends to work.
When I watched Avatar, I was like, let's get this blue shit. Let's go. I want that whale brain goo, whatever makes us live forever. I saw a picture today of like what would happen if instead of those weak-ass femboys that came to invade the blue planet and Avatar, like Space Marines came, and immediately it's like, all right, we win. You just fucking kill them. The American military we have right now could absolutely kill all those blue people. You don't need Space 100%. Marines.
And I haven't seen that second movie, but they definitely could.
They're just blue people with bows and arrows, dude.
I doubt they're any more threatening than they were in the first movie.
They're real big,
what's because you say people are like being reckless and ridiculous in Burning Man. What is, I guess, the worst you've ever seen someone injured while you've been there?
Seen someone? Somebody at my camp while we were building a stage. One year we built a TV station. So we built a huge stage, like a talk show stage and a sitcom stage. And we had a camera that broadcast everything to this tiny TV. So people would come and sit and then watch this little tiny TV. Yeah. That was the whole thing going in front of them. Mm-hmm. But as we were building it, one of the boys from Oklahoma who knows how to use power tools was holding a screw for one of the jackasses from Silver Lake down the street in California who doesn't know how to do them, and he drilled through his finger. He drilled straight through his thumb fingernail all the way through. So he had to go to the medic tent and get an X-ray and shit.
Oh, so they have X-ray machines on site?
Oh, they got all kinds of stuff there. They got real doctors, nurses.
What's that shit that solves OD? Like, it might start with an N.
Narcan,
yeah. I bet they've got lots of Narcan at Birmingham.
I don't know if they have it.
What are the drugs of choice?
That's the most important thing to have at Burning Man.
What are the drugs of choice at Burning Man? Yeah. Same as they are everywhere else. Molly, cocaine, acid.
Okay.
Mushrooms. Molly. I guess you get real locked into a mushroom kick if you want. I don't touch that dirty stuff though.
Mm-mm.
No, did you have a bad experience with mushrooms at Burning Man?
It's just too annoying to be around mushroom people. They're always talking about their like emotional breakthroughs and stuff. I'm like, man, I don't. Can you get on a fun drug or something? Is there a drug that you don't process trauma on that you could get on? Because this is really fucking boring. I feel like I'm in a young adult novel right now.
You're just walking around trying to give people shots of some whiskey,
of acid,
a little bit.
Yeah,
shots of acid.
Yeah, I had a very complicated setup of dropping and then dividing up the shots. And I was like, all right, so there's 3/8 of a hit in all these. And everybody does them, and my friend goes, can you just review the math on that real quick before I drink this? I said, no, you're just going to have to,
were you right, or did they?
Yeah, I was right. Fuck him. Fucking question my math.
Review the math.
Question my math at Burning Man, you bitch. Put an extra eyedropper in there for you.
Yeah.
But it was only 3/8 of a hit, though? Is that what?
3/8 of a hit of acid? Yeah, I think.
Does that mean it's a half dose, roughly? Am I understanding
a little
correctly?
less. Okay, that's perfect, man. If you want to go to a baseball game and not spend $300 on beer and a Dodger dog, 3/8 acid, nail it. You're not up all night.
What's a Dodger dog?
So if you're new to LSD, LSD's acid, right? That's what you'd suggest. Someone take a 3/8 of a hit.
Yes. Take 10 shots and dump them in a thermos. Put one hit of acid, one little stamp or one little drop of acid in there, and then you can dose yourself with shots. Like if you want to do one shot, 1/10, 2/10, 3/10.
Okay. Just mix it in water.
One full hit of acid, one tab, is way too much in my opinion, especially for first timers. It will blow your mind out of your ass for like 12 hours and make you all jittery coming down. It's too much.
I didn't get jittery, but I had a great time.
And you took a full hit, Kyle, as far as you know?
I took 5 hits of acid.
You took 5 at once?
Yeah. Well, I took one and then waited an hour and then took another. And then it was like, come on, just give me the rest. Like, clearly this is a good, like I'm going to love 3. And I promise you, there's nothing I'm going to love more than 3 than fucking 4. Give me all the acid that's mine and I'm going to take it. And I took all the acid. It's great. I saw the clown's
Did you go to sleep?
Melt. No, I was up for at least 12 hours high as fuck. Like the moon jiggled and moved, like the clouds wiggled, faces melted on the wall and paintings and stuff. And colors were beautiful. It was wonderful. Everything was funny. Everything was so giggly funny. And we would like somebody would make a joke and you would just die laughing, like till tears are coming out of my eyes. And like it hurt to laugh more. And then an hour later, someone would say whatever the triggering word was for that joke, and you just die again. And or I would just get the giggles. For no reason. I'd just be.
That's what mushrooms are like for me.
Just giggling over there.
Now, I've told the story a bunch of times. I took a small dose of mushrooms. It was a gram. And my friend showed up at the campfire with a really shitty chair. It was like 4 beer cans next to each other would be the equivalent of this camp chair. And he thought he was awesome, that he was going to have the only chair, and then everyone else whipped out better chairs. So we just mocked him all night long. This isn't like class A material here, right? Bill Burr is not doing his stand-up on camp chairs, but we were dying. It was the funniest fucking thing to watch him try to make a win out of that terrible chair. And it was the shrooms.
Acid's the best drug I've ever taken. It's so wonderful. I want more.
Yeah.
I need to find somewhere where it's legal.
You mentioned, Dick, like if you don't want to eat a bunch of Dodger dogs at the baseball game.
Well, because fucking beer
acid makes you not eat.
The idea of eating on acid is repulsive to me. I couldn't eat a tortilla chip.
I didn't know how
acid.
true it was. Okay.
I mean, some people can, but if you try to eat something, it's like you can kind of conceptualize the molecules getting ground up. It's just very off-putting.
Maybe it was what I ate. I ate these maple bacon donuts that were so fucking delicious that it made me appreciate the crispness of the bacon and like the maple, like whatever the maple stuff on top was like really well made. It didn't taste like just pure cane sugar. It was just everything was good. And I was like, these are the best donuts ever, right? And my buddy's like, this is the best donut I've ever had. I'm like, are you allowed to eat bacon? Aren't you a Muslim? And he's like, fuck it. It was that good. It was so fucking good. Acid is by far the best drug ever that I've ever taken. I would like to do acid like 2 or 3 times a year for sure, but I don't know where to get it, and I don't want to go back to prison because that's no fun. That's like the opposite of acid.
Do they even care about acid, or is it just
they care about me?
Oh yeah, well yeah.
It doesn't matter if they care about acid. Don't do anything. Drive the fucking speed limit. Is it?
That sucks.
Anything but that.
I found it really interesting to see the celebrities and that they didn't even have any way to get out of Burning Man. I think Chris Rock made it out of there in a fan's truck. Like they just everybody was stuck. I think people still are. Like Chris Rock made it out of there, but I think there's tens of thousands of people stuck in the mud right now, right?
It could
not
be
muddy anymore.
Wednesday?
People are driving out fine. It's just a traffic jam.
Oh,
I know this.
Yeah,
friends. I have a friend on.
So it didn't turn into the Superdome.
It just dried out really quickly, like overnight. Not mud anymore.
Yeah, remember the Superdome when it became like
rape
gangs and sewage? Yeah, it took a day to turn into Mad Max in fucking New Orleans. A day.
No, Burning Man is more like, wow, we have everything that you could possibly want. Come over here, and we're cooking a pig in a box.
Yeah.
If you want,
it seemed like they were stranded in a place where they planned on being stranded anyway. Like there's food, there's medical supplies, there's water. It's not quite the same as other catastrophes.
Well, there was nowhere to shit and pee because they couldn't empty the porta potties, and I think they do that every day.
They do that like twice a day. Yeah,
yeah. So, so
time them so you can go shit there.
There was nowhere to poop because they were overfilling. And
or
70,000. There you go. 70,000 people and then it doesn't take long for disease to happen, like it's the medieval times or some shit.
Cholera.
Right? Yeah, or E. coli, like something like that. If we're just walking in shit with wounds in our feet or something, and I don't see a lot of footwear at those things, or at least not a lot of torrential rain, mud, shit walking appropriate footwear. A lot of Crocs and.
It'd be pretty neat if you were the guy though that could go places. Like I happen to get here on dirt bike or paramotor or 4-wheel drive truck in some cases. Like people who
jetpack.
You're gonna need a jetpack. You can hydroplane around pretty good. Barefoot's definitely the best way.
What?
Snowshoes.
Barefoot doesn't appeal to me in the land of poop and mud.
Well, you got 5 or 7 square miles there. The poop is probably going to be sequestered to the immediate vicinity of the outhouses.
You overestimate me. This is a common
poop where I like. Tell me.
That'd have to be fast-moving poop.
I knew that they were going to get it solved quickly because of the kind of people that were there. It's weird to me that there isn't an East Coast Burning Man that's more like Tennessee. That's where it would make sense. Like a redneck jamboree Burning Man. That's like the same thing, like a Bonnaroo type thing, but like bigger.
I don't know why they don't get that big out there on the East Coast. There's a couple cool festivals. God, I forget the name of my friends at Format right now. I don't know why they don't get that big out there. It's probably because it's so close to LA.
Lands?
Yeah, it's on BLM. They got to give BLM.
See, we don't have
$5 million bucks.
We could maybe have some landowner. Do we have?
We have San Francisco. That's a big
thing about
part
that
of
is it's that salt plain, right? So you don't have to do anything to it. Like our BLM land is forest.